Welcome back to the Rich Dad Radio Show, where we're talking about the good news and the bad news about flipping real estate. I'm your host, Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Mr. Talk to People, and I am telling you this: if I can do this business, so can you. We've got an incredible conversation today with a young real estate entrepreneur that started his real estate journey at only 19 years old, and he is off and running, doing a tremendous amount of business every single year. So check this out. Welcome to the podcast, Connor Rueca. How are you?
I'm doing too good. Thank you, Brent.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. Last 12 months, how many real estate deals has your company done?
Our team has done 24 deals.
Okay.
We should have a couple more come in, but some of our attorneys don't want to move this late in the year.
Yeah, sure.
But we got 24 deals, and it's been our best year yet. It's our second year.
So what kind of deals are we talking about? Are we talking about wholesale deals? Are we flipping properties? Are these buy and hold properties? What kind of deals are these 24 deals? Break them down.
20 deals are wholesale.
Okay.
A lot of our deals getting sold novation way, so flat fee MLS. 4 of them we took down ourselves. Sold 3 of them lease options, and 1 is on the market. We just took it down. A lot of bad stuff happened to it. We were trying to flip it, and then it's just back on the market, and we're not going to make that much money. But it was a living.
So what happened to the flip? What was going on?
This is a good one. Took it down. This seller actually bought our other property lease option.
Okay.
She gave us $45,000 non-refundable down, and we got a great deal. And we just went to the Philippines, so it was just staying there and come back. The Savannah, or I forgot which hurricane it was, but a hurricane hit right away. Mm-hmm. We were just not focusing on that property at all. We come in one week, because I was like, bros, have we checked out this property on Executive Park Drive? No. Let's send our agent in there. Mold everywhere. Mm-hmm. So that messed up the whole project. We went and we sent someone out to clean the mold. The guys took out the kitchen. So this is, I don't know, this is why we don't do flipping and we're virtual. So this is in Georgia. We live in California. So
got it.
We have a lack of eyes on the property at all times. So we're probably not going to do it again. But it's on the market. My dad is the private money lender on it, so there's no pressure or anything. So we're just going to wait until the new year when things start picking up, and hopefully it sells for a higher price.
So let's talk about that. So you live in California, but are you doing all your deals in Georgia?
All deals came from Georgia and Tennessee this year.
Okay, why? Why are you doing it virtually and not in your backyard?
That's a really good question. I would say we got influenced to go virtual. So when I first started around 2 years ago, we did 4 deals in our backyard. Wonderful deals. But 4 deals in 9 months.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make sense, and we were still like single line, mojo line dialer. We didn't understand systems. We were throwing like $800 into marketing. So it's a big deal getting that much money. We made over like 6 figures. But
out of how much in marketing?
Like $600 a month.
$600.
Over 9 months.
What were you spending $600 on?
Just list and dialer. It was just me cold calling.
So lists of distressed properties.
Yes.
Just to clarify for everybody, where did you pull those lists from?
At that time, it was Batch Leads.
Okay, so batchleads.io, right?
Yep.
And they have all the distressed property leads. What was your bread and butter for those lists?
So from what the deals came from, we would toggle the age to 50 plus and then absentee owner.
Okay.
So that's tired. We call it tired landlord. That's what we called it.
Got it. So, yeah, the interesting thing about a lot of these resources, right, is you can combine the characteristics of the properties with the demographics of the owners, which is really cool, which is what you're talking about, where you find, properties that were built before 1990, and so they've got some wear and tear on them, or they're just dated, right? They need some refresh, they need renovations, and property owners that are older, that are looking to, maybe they just don't want to put their efforts into these properties anymore, and they don't live in these properties. So there's less of an emotional connection, and more opportunity for investors to go in and invest and get a return on those.
100%.
Right. And so you were calling them?
I was just calling them.
You would call them yourself?
I was calling them myself at that time. That was like the first 7 months. No money after 7 months of joining.
Right. And so you're making these, when you first started making calls, did you have a background in making calls?
Zero background.
How did it feel the first time you started calling strangers and asking them if they want to sell their property?
How did it feel? Okay, I would say it would probably feel different for someone else. I put all my money into this.
Right.
I couldn't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like I can't feel, oh, I don't want to take these calls. No, all my money's in this. My back's against this wall. I'm living by myself right now. I'm paying my own rent. I'm still in school. And I didn't really care about my feelings, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I just made the calls, and I would listen to Chad every single day.
Right.
For those first 7 months of making $0, I listened to Chad every single day. Kind of switched up on him when I started making money because I was like, okay, I need to focus on this.
Sure.
Putting more things in, but just listening to the right people, and then I just replicated.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, Chad is one of my acquisition managers, and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in our mentorship group, he goes live making calls to the property owner so everybody can see what somebody that has literally made my company millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, sounds like. And so I always learn a lot faster if I could see somebody actually doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. So why real estate? I mean, when did you know you wanted to build a real estate company?
This is a really good question. There's a story behind it. Could I share?
Yeah.
I didn't really want to do real estate. I just wanted to make money online.
Sure.
Right? 19 years old. There's not much you could do. You could do drop shipping, SaaS. You could do SMMA, marketing. You could do real estate. I come back from a trip from the Philippines, and in this Philippines trip, I was by myself 80% of the time. My whole family got COVID. I didn't get COVID. And there's no Wi-Fi in the house except in the basement.
Right.
I'm in the basement just researching. This is the last day. I'm like, all right, I need to get this together. I have like $8,000 in my bank account. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to start a business when I get back home. Come back home. What is the best way to get into real estate? All I knew was agents, right? Be an agent, wholesaling, flip houses, buy and hold, etc. I didn't understand what wholesaling was, so I just searched up how to wholesale. This is really good. This is going to be funny. The first link that pops up, Wholesaling Inc.
Nice.
Click it.
That's it.
I don't understand what a funnel is, guys. I just put, oh, you want a free script? Yeah, I do. Put in my phone number, 650, blah, blah, email. 15 minutes later, Ryan Thornton, your closer, gives me a call.
Yeah.
What's crazy, he just told me right now, that is the only call he's ever made to a potential student.
Yeah.
Gives me a call, have a conversation. He tells me about you, what it looks like to invest into yourself and what wholesaling is. He explains it on the phone. I literally do not know what wholesaling is. I just learned about it 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He goes, Connor, Brent Daniels is the Michael Jordan of coaching in wholesaling. He said that word for word.
Yeah.
And I believed him. And that's why also sales is very important. If you know you can help the person, close them, honestly, right? I call my dad. Hey, Dad, it's X price. It's Brent Daniels. You don't know him. It's wholesaling real estate. Connor, what is it? I don't know. I just kind of butcher it. And he's like, Connor, just do it on YouTube. Just do it on YouTube, and then I'll even pay for the investment into Brent Daniels' mentorship. Yeah. Pretty bummed out. I call Ryan back, and I'm like, Ryan, my dad said no, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. And I just did it. I didn't want a real estate business. I literally just wanted a business. I wanted to put myself against the wall. I wanted to take the risk. I just wanted to have fun with it. And I knew I was going to be profitable.
Well, listen, I was told this by a really, really wealthy mentor of mine. When it comes to money, there's only 3 things you can do with it, right? You can spend it, you can save it, or you can risk it. That's it. I mean, that truly is. And people would say you can interchange risk with investment, right? Invest it. And that's kind of the salesy term of it. And really, you know, probably what Ryan said or the way that you interpreted it, right? But that's it. When you risk it, you want a return. And so this business works for everybody if you work, right? If you work the process, if other people are doing it, so can you, right? And so it's just making sure that you take that massive imperfect action every single day and do it. And like you said, you know, you put all your money into it. You know, there's, you know, when you have nothing left and the account's at rock bottom, that's a strong foundation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Absolutely incredible. What's the name of your company?
We are Capable House Buyers.
Capable House Buyers.
Yes.
Okay. Why'd you name it that?
Nothing special about the name. You know how like some people have like social media names, right? Or they're known for like their Instagram handle. Mm-hmm. If you look at Connor, that's letter C. There's not that many adjectives that start with C. Can you name any adjectives that start with C?
No. I mean, on the spot. No.
Yeah, it's hard. And
right.
I searched it up, and there's not that many.
Right.
I just saw Capable.
Sure.
So it just came Capable Connor, and then I eventually opened up the LLC, became Capable House Buyers. Yeah. And then it's cool because all my brothers, we're a team. There's 5 of us. People call us Capable Brothers now. And, you know, it's just it's reassurance that we're extremely capable as a team.
And are you working with your brothers?
Yes, we are.
So how does that look?
It's very hard. I'll tell you this. We do a lot of deals. We enjoy the time together, but when we end up getting paid, it goes 5 ways.
Right.
So that in terms of that, it's really fun though. Like there's 4 of us brothers, 1 cousin, 2 on acquisition, 2 on disposition, 1 of us CEO, leading everyone. And it's just easy because we all live together.
So is everybody pulling their weight?
Everyone is pulling their weight.
We'll call them out right now, you know, publicly if they're not.
Yeah, no.
Because you have to. I mean, listen, if it's getting split 5 ways, like the way that I look at it, and I really discourage partnerships. I really do. Mm-hmm. Because I think that most partnerships are you want to hang out with people so that you feel better, because entrepreneurship is really difficult. So we kind of cling on to somebody that is really positive and they bring some things to the table. But for the most part, you could hire that person down the line. Yep. And I really encourage people to not get into partnerships, to just hire those roles as you go. If you do get into a partnerships, it should be 1 + 1 can't equal 2. 1 + 1 has to equal 10. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so there has to be, you know, maybe one person is finding the deals, the other person's raising a tremendous amount of funds to do fix and flips or buy and hold or whatever else, or they're really good at managing everybody and let you run on sales or whatever it is. But for the most part, you can hire partnerships, but you are going to do this as a family.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that, because I'll talk to people like, how do you work with your brothers?
Right.
You're probably not supposed to. We just make it work. We're extremely hard on each other, and we count on each other. We got no one else but each other, right? We all have friends, but when it comes to us and during work hours, we're not brothers.
Got it.
We're not.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Bay Area.
Okay.
Do you want me to say like the upbringing and everything?
Well, how did it affect you? How did where you grow up, like, was there something about that made you want to be an entrepreneur? Is there something about where you grew up in that environment that you were like, okay, I see real estate exploding, especially in the Bay Area, mm-hmm. right? And the cost and the values and the appreciation that you get in that area. I mean, I feel like growing up in Phoenix, we're the 48th state, right? So mm-hmm. we've got this little brother mentality. It's this... business is very encouraged here. Development's very encouraged here. And really, since the 50s and 60s, the whole Phoenix exploded. So we've seen a lot of the trades, a lot of the kids that we grew up with, their parents were contractors or they were in real estate or something like that. So I feel like it was kind of a natural path for me to follow. But what is it like growing up in San Francisco? Or the Bay Area?
I'm looking at your shirt, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I have a very similar story to that. Parents divorced at a young age. I have never had a room in any of those households, ever. I go to my mom's house. Me and my 4 brothers, we're sleeping on a mattress in the living room, and they're doing fine, right? They have a daughter, so my sister would get the room, but we're not there full time, so we're sleeping in the living room. In my dad's house, divorce happens. We move into a house, and then we move into an apartment. We've been here for like 12 years now. 2-bedroom apartment. My dad takes the small room. Me and my brothers take the master together.
Sure.
I kid you not, 4 bunk beds. You walk into our room today, 4 bunk beds still. That's why we're so close, though. We were forced to literally live next to each other, sleep next to each other within the 10 by 15 square feet area. Mm-hmm. The room's bigger, but just like that's how the bunk beds are. And that led us to just be extremely close to each other, but it also forced me to be outside. There's no alone space, or there's no space where I can bring my friends over and hang out. By the grace of God, all my friends, their parents, high-level entrepreneurs, owning arcades, HVAC businesses, car wholesaling dealership. Mm-hmm. Before I knew about real estate wholesaling, I was actually helping wholesale cars. I didn't know that was the name of it. But just the people that I was around, thankfully, were amazing. And even those guys, it's not like we fell out. All of the kids that I would hang out with are all business people now, alongside with me. So we were just blessed. And then my dad...
So it had a huge impact.
Massive impact. My dad, he's not poor. He's high level in the corporate ladder. He spent all his money on us, right? 4 children, 4 boys,
sure.
Going to college. He would take us on amazing vacations, but we just came home to a small place.
Yeah.
So it all worked so perfectly because I couldn't imagine if I had my own room and I got a girlfriend. My brother got his own room. They had a girlfriend. You know how it is. We're all going to be on our phones on FaceTime while, it's late at night. No one is connecting, right? So, like, when me and my brothers talk about it, we're like, was it good that my parents divorced? It was an ugly divorce, but we're so grateful for it because we had our own rooms when they were together.
Sure.
So now we're forced to be together. There was a time where we all had our girlfriends over, 8 people within freaking 10 by 15 square feet area. It's awesome. That's why we're so close, but that's my foundation. Very close to my brothers. Yeah. Parents always took care of us. Amazing friends. And we all just audited each other's people around us. So someone comes into a friend group, Alec, Grant, Reed, Anthony. Anthony's my cousin. They all have to approve. There's no majority rule with us. It's literally like if one doesn't approve, don't befriend him anymore.
But let me ask you this. I give you $1 million right now in your account. Are you living in that room with all those brothers? Or are you getting your own place?
Well, we have our own place now.
Right. No. You.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm barely at the house anymore, my dad's house anymore. So I think I'd do it just for that feeling, but I would, 100%. We've been talking about it. We're like, guys, we all run the business together. We all take sales calls. I do not want to hear 2 people talking at once while I'm taking an important sales call. Yeah. So we're like, next time we come back home, starting 2025, we're getting an Airbnb. Because we can afford it. It's just like we just come home, it's comfortable, and we're all literally like right there next to each other.
Got it. So when are you most productive then?
When am I most productive? The way that we work right now is we're all on Zoom.
Okay.
So when I jump on Zoom, I see all my 4 brothers. We see all of our VAs. I love that. I can see everyone staying accountable. No one's on their phone. No one's really messing around. Everyone is focused, looking at their screen. Everyone's got a phone to their ear. That's when I'm most productive.
What are they doing?
Most of us are just taking sales calls. We're all just...
Talking to property owners?
Yep.
And are these property owners that you know, or are these property owners that you're reaching out to for the first time?
We used to do cold... If you're asking if we do cold calling, we used to do cold calling, but now it's all inbound. So It's familiarity because they click on a website that we have. But yeah, it's both.
Got it. So, but these are, you're doing you're doing the discovery process, right? You're finding out what's going on with these property owners, what's their timeline to sell their property, what's the condition of it, what's their motivation, what price do they want, right? The 4 pillars that we try to find out about every single property owner every time, right?
The 4 pillars.
The 4 pillars. But listen, this is absolutely critical that people find these things out, right? The condition of the property, timeline, motivation, price. And so when you're on Zoom, but you guys all live together. Why are you guys on Zoom if you all live together?
Different rooms.
Got it. So you're on Zoom and you're just all, it's just business as usual. You guys are all doing individual tasks. You just are all accessible through Zoom.
Yeah.
And seeing each other and hanging out.
Exactly. We did Zoom because we would have our cold callers. We got up to 8 cold callers. They were all in-house.
Yeah.
So we created our culture through Zoom, making sure our cold callers, our follow-up guys from the Philippines, we're all in sync. And it just stayed that way. We don't have that many VAs anymore because we let them all go because we went TTP, PPC. And that's been wonderful. But we just keep that culture because it's so strong.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay, so what's the best advice a mentor has ever given you about real estate?
About real estate?
Yeah.
I think you know this guy. He's amazing. Andrew Schlag. He told me, don't let your portfolio outgrow your personal development. I love that because there was a time where it was business, pushed my girlfriend at the time out the way, relationships, health, working out. And it was good financially wise, but it was not great when I stepped out of business.
Right.
So he said, focus on your personal development. They're all going to grow together. And I started to do that, got up 10 pounds, money started flowing. Brothers started to like me more because I'm the bad cop. I started the business, so I'm the bad cop. And that advice from Andrew was just amazing because it was perfect timing when he told me. And as you know, as you guys get to know me more, my family, we're all about quick implementation. So I was able to implement it right away, and it made everything in my life more fruitful.
So when you're saying personal development, you're talking what? You're talking business, you're talking health, you're talking spiritual, you're talking, relationships, social, whatever, right? All of it?
Yeah, they have
Isn't that tough though? So, because here's the thing, right? It's
so tough.
We talk about balance, and balance is impossible as an entrepreneur. I'm going to tell everybody right now, you want to get into real estate investing and entrepreneurship, there is no balance. There's only harmony. And that means, what I mean by that, and that was some great advice that a mentor gave me, because I was looking for this balance, but then all of a sudden I'd be up all night thinking about the business, thinking about things. I would be, I would move things in my schedule to go on appointments on really hot leads, right? I would be obsessed with how do I make sure that I need less leads per deal, and how do I get more out of every deal, and should I keep this property or should I flip this property? Should I wholesale this property or should I do a different strategy like creative finance or something, right? And it's always going. It's always going. But that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I think it's a superpower that anybody that wants to be an entrepreneur naturally has inside them. Batteries come included, fire in your belly, ready to go out there and serve the community, serve the marketplace. That's the only way that we get paid. Our income is equal to the amount of value we provide. That is the equation. And so we're always thinking about that. So the harmony comes from getting everybody in your life on board, right? Making sure that you don't get unhealthy, making sure that your house doesn't get disgusting. And you know what I mean? Make sure that you're still focused on doing amazing things as an entrepreneur, but you don't exhaust your relationships. You don't exhaust yourself to the point where everything else falls apart. That's the harmony of it. And that's the trick, because it's tough, especially in the beginning. Nobody's going to pay you for nothing. Nobody's going to just give you a handout. You got to earn all of it. And in that, you earn all of it, but you also have to build skills to be able to earn. So during that skill building process, you're going through a lot of change, and a lot of change is difficult. So, I mean, that's what you were going through.
100%. And to bounce off you, when you do acquire those initial skills that is necessary to get a deal or two, to start your business up, you can actually get lost in just thinking those are the only skills you needed. Right? So I was kind of in that phase. We were like in some cold calling phase. Like, we loved cold calling. We had a shit ton of money. Apologize if I could swear.
Yeah, you're good.
We had a lot of money in our bank account. We should have went to PPC. We should have went to PPL, but we were just stuck in this phase, and we were just burning. And it was just because I wasn't learning, right? Personal development wise. So we can't get lost is what I'm trying to say. And what you're talking about is very good. I heard it from one of your speakers at your convention 2 years ago. If you're standing still, 2 feet down, you're not moving. It's only when you get imbalanced and start moving forward is when you start going, doing things, making impact in the community. You have to be forward. And like, even like when you take a step forward, if someone was to push you sideways, you literally fall. If you got 2 feet and you're static, you don't fall.
Yep.
So you have to go.
How old are you, Connor?
21.
21. And you started this when you were how old?
19.
19. Absolutely. What's your favorite thing about real estate? Because you didn't even want to do it in the beginning. You were just looking for income. You were looking for something that you can do online or virtually with a phone and a computer. You come into the world. You've been in for a bit, right? You've been in 2 years now. What's your favorite thing about it?
I think you just said it. Being able to stay home if you do it virtually, right?
Yeah.
You could actually do this from home. We could move to a different country and do this. Just have to work with time zones. That's one of my favorite things. Just being able to be home, be with your loved ones, work on your own time, which I mean all times, work all times, but have your own schedule. That is really important to me because I used to be in school. I actually just finished school this last week.
Congratulations.
I actually graduated. I shouldn't have kept going, but I'm glad I did.
Sure.
So I was able to have that freedom location. That was amazing about real estate. I think the other thing that I like about real estate is just being able, like, when you eventually start to own properties, being able to say you have a property is kind of cool. To be completely frank, I don't think I'll be in real estate forever.
Sure.
I love software. I love techie stuff. I love high ticket sales and stuff like that. So it was just great that it was a vehicle that me and my brothers are going to use that is just, I actually want to add this. It's a playground. Like, real estate's, you go through the craziest things. It's not like you're selling a software that it's going to do this and your client is going to succeed this way and they're going to stay using it and this is how we're going to grow. Real estate is like probates, pre-foreclosure, beautiful, smooth cash sale. There's just so many things to it, and I like to say that real estate is the hardest business. So the fact that we started in real estate, I think we're going to succeed in any other venture that we try.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. So as you're going through the last 2 years, you realize that there's some people in business that you can really trust and some people that you can't trust, right? How does somebody earn your trust?
Great question. Me and my brothers were very battle-minded. So if we're trying to trust someone or someone's trying to join us, we're going to try to go to war with you and see how that comes out.
Okay.
Are you going to stick through with us? Is there going to be infringing? Is there going to be clashing of relationships? As long as we could do that in harmony and successfully, it's always going to be ugly. But as long as we can still be fist bumping each other at the end of the race on whatever it is, it could be a deal, it could be a joint venture, it could just be a marketing play that we're doing together. That's how we.
What do you mean going to war? How do you see that?
What we've done personally in our business is partner up with a couple people and go and try a marketing channel together.
Sure.
And that can get really messy. For example, one that we're doing is we would hire cold callers. Someone else would pay for the dialer list, cold callers. We knew how to manage cold callers, so we did that. We would manage them, and we'd just do the deal together. We'll help do the sales process. They pay. If we need to close, we'll send them out because they're actually boots on the ground. And we'll test that out. It doesn't always have to be money-wise, right? It could literally just be a difficult conversation that we can have. If we can have a really good, difficult conversation together and just no drastic emotions that can affect a relationship, that's fine. Me and my brothers were each other's keepers. So if they say green light, we'll just do it. We'll take a chance. I think we're super young. Everything's a playground for us. So like, if you want to join us, freaking join us. We love working with people. We're actually trying to do 40% of our deals next year from joint venture, and that's something that we don't do. I think we only did 3 joint ventures this year. We should have done way more because we have the numbers, but we're gonna see. That's how I would say. We have to go to war together. I don't have too many case studies on that because I have them.
Sure.
My brothers are the ones that I go to war with. So next year, 2025, that question is going to be tested a lot.
I love it. So let me ask you this. You talk about working with your brothers. You're talking about working from home. Are you an introvert or are you an extrovert?
I would say I'm an introvert.
Okay.
Until I'm very comfortable or I'm around like-minded people, then I'll start talking my shit.
Yeah. But what about in business?
Extrovert.
Yeah. So how does that happen? How does this self-proclaimed natural introvert until you're comfortable? You're never comfortable when you're initiating cold calls to property owners that have no idea who you are. You're not even living in their state. You're not even going to meet these people. You're going to build relationships and trust with them over the phone, but you're an introvert. Because I get this all the time, right, Connor? I can't do real estate. I can't go out and be proactive. I'm an introvert. I got this label on me, right? People self-label themselves all the time, right? Or people label you and whatever else, right? And so that really keeps them confined to this identity that, okay, well, I'm an introvert, so I can't reach out to strangers, so I'm going to just make sure that I save up enough money to have those strangers call me, right? And that just doesn't work in this business. It just doesn't. You need to talk to people. TTP. That's been our business motto forever. Talk to people. If you have conversations and make offers, you cannot lose in real estate, right? So, natural introvert, you're with your brothers, living in a room together. You love your favorite thing about this business is that you can do it from home. How do you break through that and build the skills of effectively communicating with property owners as an introvert?
I'm going to answer this 2 ways because there's a part of me, the inside of me, that wants to say one thing, but I definitely need to be articulate. What's telling me inside of me is you actually cannot have the feeling of being introverted.
Yeah.
Like you just can't.
Right.
Right? If you are ambitious, if you want what you see and you could see it and you know it's touchable, you just have to go get it. You can't double think. You just have to have imperfect action. Right? There's no feeling to it. When you're in business, you shouldn't have any type of you're going to have a lot of feelings, but you have to be able to control it to where the point where you can get the job done. And like you said, you're not going to get paid for feeling introverted or being introverted, right? Awesome. The other way that I would say it is you have to put yourself in positions to learn new things, right? When we're in a stage where we have to break through a ceiling, right? The way that I see it, people think it's like a hindrance, but it's what do you call it? Oh, I totally forgot what it was called. But it's a ceiling, and the only way to break the ceiling is if you acquire new skills. Yeah. Right? So when you say you're introverted, it's probably because you're not confident in your own competence,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to learn the new skills, and you'll probably likely be confident while doing it. So you have to just keep learning every day, because if you learned every single day, you won't actually have that feeling of like, oh, I can't make a call. Oh, this is very hard. Like, one of the hardest calls in real estate is a price reduction. That's freaking hard. That's harder than getting the contract.
Oh, by
You know,
far.
right?
Yeah.
That is one of the most uncomfortable conversations you can put yourself in. When I did my first one, I was scared out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big ask. We had to price reduce like $19,000 to get the deal done. But I did it scared with an introverted mind, but we still came out on top because I performed.
Yeah. Awesome. What's your favorite way of finding deals? Finding really great deals. What's your favorite marketing channel that you use to find great deals?
My favorite way is inbound. And where we've been finding a lot of success is with an agency, TTP.
Mm-hmm.
Inbound has been amazing. We've been doing that for around 3-4 months. If I would say like my favorite way is probably cold calling. I just like cold calling. I got like my first
You're wild.
10 deals of cold calling.
Yeah.
I used to like when I
My
had
first 100 deals.
exactly
First probably 200 deals. Yeah.
when I got 4 deals and made 6 figures, I was talking to my friend who's been in the game for a while. He's like, "Why are you still making cold calls?" And I'm like, "Dude, I actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's obviously a waste of time if you're making that kind of money. You need to give it to someone else, pay $3.50 or $3. But I like cold calling. As you scale that, it's not super sustainable unless you do it with an agency who can take care of it and lead it. But we liked it in-house. We liked the employees. We liked the culture. They were Filipino. We're Filipino. We can connect that way. So, yeah, my favorite right now to date is inbound.
Right.
PPL and
Oh, yeah.
PPC.
Yeah. Somebody filling out a website saying they want to sell their house now, and you get that text message and you call them right away and you're having that conversation. You're in their house in 2 hours, maybe 24 hours. It's the best. But if you don't have the budget for it, it's expensive. You know, to get when we say PPC, a lot of people don't understand. That means pay per click. Basically, you pay Google to show up at the top of search results. So when people search, sell my house fast, sell it for cash, sell it without an agent, offer for my house, whatever, our website pops up. They fill out the form. We get that lead. We make an appointment, and we try to buy the house. And it is the best. Mm-hmm. But it's expensive. Here in Phoenix, it costs about $5,000 per deal. To be able to do that, but we make $21,000. So the margins are fantastic with that. So let's break down a deal. I went through my 10 questions. I prepared the 10 questions. Fantastic. I know I was throwing a lot of deep stuff at you and really interesting stuff, but I wanted to know more about you. You're 21. You're the momentum that you're building is fantastic. I think that the skills that I've personally seen you grow the last couple of years have been off the charts. Let's break down a deal. Let's get into the nitty gritty now. We got into the mindset. We got into the philosophy. We got into that stuff. Let's get into how do we actually get a deal. All right. So what deal do you want to break down? And let's tear it apart.
The most important deal of my life is the first one. Can we do the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want me to start marketing?
Yeah, how'd you find it?
Cold call.
Cold call. Okay, what list?
This was a driving for dollars list.
Driving for dollars, yep.
This seller did not live in the property. Vacant property.
Vacant. Love it.
For 3 months. This is big. Mark this down. 3 months vacant. And I called him. Wanted an offer right away. Right? He's probably tired of all the tire kickers, people calling him. I didn't actually know it was vacant. I was horrible at qualifying. I couldn't even get the 4 pillars. Yeah. He wanted an offer right away, and I not beginner wholesaler, not knowing what to say. I kind of just pushed it off and ended it. Very scared out of my mind. I didn't talk to the guy for probably 21 days.
Okay.
I was scared, very scared.
What were you scared of?
Scared to get yelled at again.
Okay.
Okay. I'm playing video games at home. Comfortable me. Something told me, call him. Call him right now. I call him. I didn't have an offer ready. He said, next time you call me, have an offer ready.
Sure.
I call him. He's like, you have an offer for me? Because I don't want to talk to you if you don't have an offer for me. And I said, good sir, I actually do have an offer for you today. I haven't even got the 4 pillars yet, guys. This is horrible. Don't do this. Get the 4 pillars first.
Yep.
And I just took Zillow, divided it by like 70 or times it by 70%. And I just gave that number. I said, I do have an offer for you because I said I would.
Yeah.
And probably something that our team could do is $300,000. And this is the most important thing. He said, Connor, I appreciate that very much. This house has been vacant for 3 months. I've gotten tons of calls. No one has given me an offer. This is in like a hot part of Riverside County, like one of the best cities to buy a house in. It also is an acre lot and a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
Condition is not well, but it's in a good area. Nice size, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Wonderful area. This is why you guys cannot be scared of the phone calls, because a seller might be getting tons of people reaching them, but no one's giving an offer. So this was really important to me. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, okay, are we 300,000? Is that good? And he goes, I'll think about it. You know, I respect you for getting me an offer. Why don't you come out when you come back in town? Because I told him I was not in town anymore. I had Chad call him because, guys, I didn't know how to wholesale. I didn't know how to do any type of conversation with the seller.
Yeah.
Chad called him. Chad booked the appointment for me.
Yeah.
I go in person, and I'm doing everything you told me. Take a picture at everything, look at something kind of messed up, and be like, okay, I'm going to note that down.
Yeah.
Just do the whole thing, walk through, build report the whole time. The wife was like, okay, are you going to stop telling him your life story? So I was just winning when it comes to the report.
He was telling you his life story.
About how he went through like all 50 states
Sure.
through a motorhome or something like that. This is what's awesome. He said, run your numbers. And I said, I'm at 300. I just said, the house is probably worth, I didn't even know. I didn't comp it or anything. Really ugly transaction of mine. But it's probably ARV, $500,000, $600,000. I said, I'm at 300. He said, okay, can we hop on a call with 4 of my siblings? So I didn't know this.
Yeah.
5 people on title.
Sounds like your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I end the appointment. I go back home. And first thing, guys, if you're in TTP, use the resources you have.
Yeah.
I called Ryan this time. Well, I called Chad, and Chad was like, I can do an appointment with you, but I'm going to be at like a wedding. So I called Ryan. I said, Ryan, can you do a Zoom call with me with 5 heirs and like try to close the sale with me?
Mm-hmm.
And we do it. And Ryan's like, okay, Connor, I'm going to just let you take it. And I'm like, me take it? I literally just brought you on the call so you could take it.
Right.
He let me take it, and he was like, yeah, you lost him after like 45 minutes. Because there was like 5 people.
Yeah.
And they were all 70 years old.
Yeah.
Total different age difference. They're talking to a 19-year-old. I probably have a squeaky voice. I'm not asking the right questions. And Ryan just took over, and he did his work.
Yeah.
We ended up locking the deal at $335.
Awesome. So, and the house, was it dated condition? Was it totally beat up? Did it need a full renovation?
It needed a full renovation.
Okay.
But all
junk in the property, or was it pretty clean? It just needed to be updated.
Needed to be
Got it.
updated.
Okay.
Everything out. It was a big lot. The roof was good. But everything needed to be updated.
Mm-hmm.
So I lock it up under contract, and this is like, oh my goodness, I just got a property under contract. And also Ryan helped me, so I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's got to be a good deal. And I just start setting appointments. I put a lockbox on it, went to the seller's house, grabbed the key, put a lockbox on the house, and then I just started to post on Facebook because I didn't know how to disposition. Hey, I have a house in this city. I'm doing a walkthrough this Saturday. text me if you want to come. Like 45 people texted me. So following the Saturday, I think I have like 6 people walking that day. The first person that walks, he ends up buying the property, but he goes, Connor, I'll give you $400,000 for this. And I'm like, I'm keeping my composure.
Sure.
I'm trying to build a rapport with him. I'm trying to see like what type of person is he, bullshit, or is he actually serious? I walk other people 380, 390, 400. And then I just called him. I said, dude, someone like wants to buy the house at your price. And he goes, trust me, I'll close it. I'll actually get it done. So I just assigned it like that same day after the first appointment. I don't know if that was great. Maybe I should have gotten a couple more buyers in, but it was $65,000 that would be an assignment fee that would go to me. I assign it. We open up, or I think escrow is already opened. I call title. They're like, Connor, good news. The assignment is good. They threw in their EMD. This needs to go into probate, though. So I was like, oh. So I walked the sellers through the whole probate process. I found them an attorney. And, guys, I've never talked to an attorney. So I was literally just searching up on Safari, searching up on Chrome.
Yeah.
Just talk to this person, setting up appointments. So I did everything for these sellers. So I really believe I earned it, and waited, I think, 4 months. And then finally, check hit.
And it closed.
It closed.
And you made how much?
$65,000.
Come on, ring that victory bell. Just ring it.
Oh, like this?
Yep. Oh, $65,000 at 19 years old from one call.
Yes.
I mean, obviously not one call total, but one call initiated the conversation. And then you're playing video games. You call them back. And then all of a sudden, you've got appointments. You're locking up this thing. You get them through probate, $65,000. How'd that feel?
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
My brother just graduated. He landed a job. And I was like, Alec. The following week, I closed a $40,000 deal with an agent.
Yeah.
So it just all worked. 7 months, no deals. And then 1 week, 6 figures in the bank account. I said, Alec, you're not going to work, bro.
Yeah.
You're joining me. He was like, all right, let's do it.
Awesome.
So it started with us two, and then now there's.
It's the best business.
It's the best.
It's the best business. Absolutely incredible. I mean, it's going to challenge you. It's gonna stretch you to the limits. But it is so rewarding. And then now you're rocking and rolling. You're doing 24 deals this last 12 months, and the momentum, the wind's behind your sales. You know what I mean? You've got the momentum. So absolutely incredible. Awesome.
I can't believe it. It did start with you, Brent.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you a lot, because if I wasn't learning from you, I don't know how this journey would have gone.
I could tell you everything. I could tell everybody what to do. Anybody can do this business. You're the one that actually took the action. You're the one that did the hard work, which was having the conversations, making the offers. So, incredible. And you're 21. I mean, I can't imagine what the next 5 years looks like, right? That's awesome. And you're getting into software.
Yeah.
And you're starting that with your brothers.
Yes.
So what's that about?
So there was 5 of us starting this year, and 5 masculine leaders who love to, be responsible. Too many people in the business.
Sure.
So I took a step out, and I started to look at what other cool businesses align with real estate wholesaling. I found software. We overpaid for a CRM for us, and we ended up building that CRM to what it was. And I was like, I could build this again.
Awesome. What's it called?
It's called Closer Control.
Closer Control. How can people find it?
They could find it through my Instagram, or they could just search up closercontrol.com.
Guys, we will put Connor's Instagram in the show notes, so you can just click and go right to it and check it out if you're interested in that. And also, reach out to Connor. Tell him, congratulations. Tell him, that you heard the story. If you're inspired by the story, if you've gone through a lot of the same, maybe some of the same situations that he has, or maybe you just want to do deals with Connor, go to his Instagram page and just DM you. Awesome. Well, thank you for being on here.
Thank you for having me.
Give some advice as we close this out to anybody starting this business. They heard this podcast. they watch this on the YouTube channel and they're hearing you say ARV and TTP and, some of these other acronyms, and it doesn't quite make sense what it is, what would you do? What advice would you give them for them to go and take some action on achieving their dreams of being a real estate entrepreneur?
Good question. I would just tell them that you need to start today. The best time to plant that tree, the best time to start that business was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The next best time is today. The worst time is tomorrow.
Right. Love it. Connor, best of luck with everything. Thanks for being on here, brother.
Thank you.
See ya. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you are interested in taking your real estate journey to the next level, I encourage you to go to richdadrei.com, richdadrei.com, and look at joining our incredible community. Till next time, I love you guys. See you soon.
This podcast is a presentation of Rich Dad Media Network.